Have you ever worked on something and it just doesn't happen? Do you give up? Do you give up too early? And the other question I've got is, did you question your approach, your talent, your skills and capabilities? In fact, did you doubt yourself? Well, what happens if we stick to the plan, the approach, and keep going? Will something pop for you? Will you get a breakthrough? Let's discuss.
Welcome to Leadership is Changing. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change. This is taking your leadership to another level by finding the balance between executive excellence and personal well-being through stories that inspire real change. It's time to adapt in our fast-moving world when leadership is changing with your host, Denis Giannoutsas.
Hey listeners, welcome to another Ask Denis Freestyle episode. It's great to have you with me here today. This is where I'm asked a question by our listeners or I share my thoughts, insights and experiences from working with many leaders around the globe. Well, welcome to this episode. I'm going to talk to you please about in relation to that actual topic about actually breaking through. And you know what? People ask me, will it ever happen for me, Denis? Or they say, hey, Denis, look, it's just too difficult. I want to quit. Now, they're actually interesting statements and interesting questions that people do ask. And listeners, you may be one of those kind of people who think about that at times. You're working long hours or you're doing something and you've got this plan, this project, this initiative, this goal that you're working on. And you know that you're just working really hard, but it's just not actually happening for you. I just know that if you stay focused and you keep working hard, something will pop for you. Something will actually be a breakthrough, and you will experience that. Because you see, too many people do quit too early. If they waited a little bit longer, if they pushed a little bit harder, they would see the difference. They would see the breakthrough. Now, when I say pop, what do I mean by that? I think the beautiful thing is that if you're opening up a bottle of champagne, if you keep working on the cork and slowly keep working at it, then it will go pop, and then you're going to enjoy a beautiful champagne. If you think about things in the sense of life and about things, and I'm looking at with my design guys and some of the things that I'm doing around the podcast. So with our podcast cover, or the one I have for the guest and myself, or the one that we have around the audiograms, and then also the one around template of quotes. There's a new one that's just come out that I'm just creating with the guys now. And they actually did a different background for me. It was more of a lighter blue. But the words, the quote, just wasn't popping for me. And so then what we did is we actually changed the background to be the same background as we have on the cover and on the guest cover and on the audiogram and so forth. So it's a darker blue. And so we did that. And then we changed the gold that was on the ones that they were giving me to one that's actually on the ring or on the outside of the photo on the both guest covers. On the guest cover, you don't need to worry about that. But it's more of a bright gold. Now it is popping. You see, I could have quit and I could have just taken what they've given me and says, okay, that's all fine. But I wasn't willing to do that. Was I happy? Yep. But was I satisfied? No. Was the quality there right there and then? No. So I kept on working on things and I keep pushing and I keep asking the design guys what they could do differently and how can we do this and how we might actually be able to do and make it pop. And I think they finally got there. Is it actually finalized? Well, no, we'll probably make some tweaks as well, but I think we've had a breakthrough on the quote template. Today, I finished working with a leader and coaching that person for 6 months. At the beginning, they started with me and they were a bit shy and they had some confidence, but they actually lacked a lot of confidence. And they actually thought that they weren't worth much. They feel like they probably weren't being valued enough. They were working hard. But what we did is we got to work with the person and I actually got them to start thinking differently. And they had their ups and downs. And of course, they had lots of smiles and fun and also some good breakthroughs. But also, I think for them, they had sort of some tears as well. But what they did is they kept on working. They kept on going and doing things and focused on it. In fact, they kept on going and over the past few weeks, working on things and starting to see a massive breakthrough. They had some huge insights. In fact, they've got massive confidence now, but there's still room for more growth, obviously. And you could actually see the person, pop. You could actually see them blossom, is another way I could actually put it. And it's actually quite interesting to see that when somebody actually does pop or get these massive insights and big shift for them is another way that I say it. You see, this is where greatness is born. This is where leaders are born. This is where you see high performance born, because it comes down to the fact that when people have a plan and they execute on it and they keep working at it, they keep debriefing, they keep reflecting, they learn from mistakes, they get better each time, that's when you see them have a breakthrough. That's when you'll start to see them pop and actually become better at what they're doing. You see this in sporting teams, individuals a lot. They'll work out things, that's all good, but then you'll start to see them pop. You'll actually start to see them peak. You'll start to see them get really good at what they do, which is fantastic. You know, they all have these different things. They all have different obstacles and pain and mindset issues and start to think differently. But if they just keep going and learning from things, it's amazing what you can see. That's pure joy in seeing someone work hard and stick to things, who has a big goal, a big dream, a reason to do certain things. But when you see them have a breakthrough, whether it be a small insight or a large insight, but you see them shift as well in their confidence in what they're doing in their performance and work and sporting teams and so forth, it's just pure joy to be part of the journey and to see them going through it. Now, listeners, whatever you are struggling with right now, or whatever you are striving for right now, if you stay focused on what you're wanting to do, if you keep to the plan and you take massive action by executing, you'll also experience the breakthrough and you will pop as well. But I just know that if you actually do that in conjunction with a coach who's actually going to help you do this, just imagine what you could achieve. So how might we help you get what you're wanting to do? How might we actually work with you to get you to get through a breakthrough or have a breakthrough and work in different things? There's no red pill, blue pill, green pill that you can take today and we go, da-da, there's your breakthrough, because it ain't going to work that way. It never works that way. And if you're looking for something that was a quick gratification or a quick win, it doesn't always work that way. It's what I call delayed gratification. And if you have that delayed gratification, it makes it even more sweeter later. And so as you work through things, start to think about where you're wanting to go. What is your plan? What are the things you want to strive for? Just know it's going to take work, just as I said before, but also make sure you get the right people around you to help you, guide you, and really be there in the way of helping you, counsel, guidance, and so forth, to make you even stronger, even better at what you do. If there's anything I can do to help you out, feel free to reach out to me anytime on social media or my email, which will be in the show notes down below, at Denis@leadingchangepartners.com. And I'd love to have a chat with you about what you're wanting to do and how we can help you get a breakthrough. Hey listeners, it's always a pleasure being with you. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leadership is Changing with your host, Denis Giannoutsas. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change, inspiring executives and leaders to adapt and lead a bigger game in a fast-moving world.